I've been in business specializing in sales and marketing since 1980. I'm an executive coach, an international trainer and speaker, an author, a TV show host, husband, and father. Like many, I've experienced a freak accident and almost died from it. The impact from a hit to the back of my head dissected an artery in my brain, and a few days later, I had a significant cerebellar stroke. Since my stroke, I've been researching and seeking answers to many of the questions that come to light when you live through a traumatic event like this. I'll share what I've learned about living full out, how to prosper in difficult times. We'll talk about some current events and always end with some inspiration and encouragement that you just might need at this particular moment. This is Scott Schilling Speaks. Scott Schilling Speaks is powered by Be Connected, the premier online hub for business owners and professionals to connect and collaborate for greater success. To learn how Be Connected will help you and your business, go to bkfreefor3.com. Hi, and welcome to Scott Schilling Speaks. I'm Scott Schilling. Tremendously excited today because I got a real-life superhero with me, Wonder Woman. I mean, what hasn't she just exceeded in, quite frankly? Mom of 5, top earner in network marketing, has conquered multiple health issues. Now the president of a new nutritional company. I mean, my goodness, Laura Harte, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you very much, Scott, for having me. I appreciate it.
So we're going to talk about all those things that I shared in the interview, but first I got to start with, I heard you were on Cupcake Wars. How did that happen?
I was. 2012, I had decided one day that I was going to start a bakery. I had it order a cake, and I remember this cake was really expensive, and they brought it and delivered it, and I was so excited to see this cake, and then it came, and it was peach in color. It was nothing like what I thought it was going to be, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I spent a ton of money on this, and I could do better than that. And so I'm like, you know what? I wonder if I could do this. I wonder if I could try it. And I wanted something that felt like you could feel love when you ate it. My grandmother and I had always had this dream and idea that one day we would open a restaurant or a bakery. And so she had passed away, and so I thought that, you know what, she's not here to help me, but I still want to do this because of her. And I just needed that extra little push to do it. And so I did. I launched a bakery. It was called Bake My Day. And within 6 months, I got voted #1 bakery in the Indiana area. And I got on the show called Cupcake Wars, and we had so much fun doing it. And it was great. It was a lot of fun just creating new things and feeding people.
What a great way to take your entrepreneurial spirit to it. You've accomplished so much so early and so many different things. It's like, where do we start? Again, on the entrepreneurial side, #1 earner in direct sales network marketing. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I am a 3rd-generation network marketer. So what that means is I was raised in this profession. And I call it a profession because if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to, be a hobby. And I want it to be something where you enjoy what you do. You love waking up, and you love the thought that, who am I going to help today? And so watching my grandparents, my grandfather would have meetings and testimonials of people, and just seeing the impact that he had growing up, I thought that was normal. Like, I thought other people's papas, did meetings and, were into personal development, and you listen to Zig Ziglar on the radio in the car, and so I was raised knowing how to do these and really invest in yourself to always be learning more. And he was very particular about keeping a list of people that you meet, because you never know, when you're going to be able to help that person or if they could help you.
Right.
And so always stay in touch with people. And so in 2016, I came to a certain point in my life where I really needed something different, and network marketing showed up and was there for me. And so I had a pain in that time that I really needed an income. And even more though, I needed a friend. And this is more than just a business or a side gig. This became my family. And that's how I look at it. And so I do. I love the profession. I think when you put your whole heart into it, then you can get the same thing out of it.
I think that's awesome that you got so excited, so behind it, and it becomes the family.
Yeah.
I know in a conversation we were having earlier, you said, but I wasn't going to do it the way everybody did it.
Exactly.
So how'd you do it?
So I have a couple of things that I won't ever compromise. And the main thing is I can never compromise my integrity. And with integrity, that's something that shows your character. And so your character and your integrity is what you do in everything. And if I can show somebody how to do something and don't include greed and ego and selfishness, then I can win and they can win. So if you look at things and you decide to build a team and you're transparent with people and be like, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what I want us to do together. You know, this is your strong point. This is mine. How can we figure out how to maximize that? And I really wanted people to understand that it's not all about me, 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 me. It can't be all about you, 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 you. But when we make it about we and what our impact is going to be, that is something that is retainable. And that's something that is actually going to change the world instead of just talking about changing the world.
That's exciting. And people have a lot of misconceptions about the industry, and it's really a shame. So you move through the system, you're number one earner, you do all that, and now you launch a company, and you're the president of Amplify.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about Amplify.
So, you know, people would probably say and wonder, well, if you were doing so well in these other companies, you know, why didn't you stay there? Why would you launch your own company? Well, the main reason is because just what I had said before, there's some things I won't compromise. I couldn't find what it was that I wanted. And the safe, good place where we wanted to really thrive and grow, how I feel that it should be done. And my morals and integrity needed to align with something. And there were so many people that were kind of feeling the same way. And so when we wanted to launch Amplify, it was mainly because my health was going down. I have lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. I've had juvenile arthritis since, you know, I was 12 years old. And it was something that I really struggled with. The main thing that I hated about it, and I felt like it was this sticker that somebody had on me that there was something, I was damaged. There was something wrong with me. And I didn't want that. I didn't want that as part of my identity. And so I tried to hide it a lot. And you can't hide something if there's something physically wrong with you. And, you know, people are like, are you okay? And you're over here falling asleep because, you know, your body's just trying to shut down. I'm like, no, I'm good. But I wasn't. And I wasn't paying attention. But there was one thing that I knew I didn't want to do, and that was stay on all the medication and antibiotics and prescriptions and, you know, pain pills and all these things that they had put me on. I felt like for me that was progressing my illness faster than if I would have tried to find a different route and see, you know, God created all these amazing things for us. Right. Then I just needed to find something that worked. And so I started this journey to look for things. And then last year, it was introduced to someone who had this, I call it, you know, self-care in a bottle, because it's like that. It makes you realign your system. And it's called, we call it BioMyX. And it has vitamin A, D, and K in it, as well as the tributyrin, which patches and heals leaky gut. Autoimmune diseases are leaky gut. And if my gut is leaking, I don't want a bunch of things to, you know, suppress symptoms or put Band-Aids on it. I want to fix the leaky gut. You know, you go to the cause and not just treat the symptom. And so I started taking this thing. I wasn't too excited at first. I was kind of like, you know, I've tried everything. You know, I don't want to be too hopeful, but at the same time, I don't want to be a skeptic. So I keep my mind open and I'll try it. At this point, I had gotten to a place where I had a fever every single day, which means I was in a flare-up. My body ached and was in pain all the time, and it had become hard to eat. Like, my stomach would feel like I thought I looked like I was pregnant all the time, you know, and especially to a woman, that could be really deflating. And it just makes you feel like, you are foreign in your own body. And so on 2 days of taking it, I started noticing, my stomach's not really hurting right now. It's not, I'm like, okay, maybe it's a placebo effect. Maybe it's just in my head. And so I was like, I'll give it more time. So by the next week, I realized that I'm eating like I'm not even thinking about it. And I'm not in pain right now. And as things progress and go on, I'm noticing like my skin looks really good. And my fingers, the swelling in my hands. I wake up in the morning and I woke up one morning, and usually the first thing I do is I sit here and I start like rubbing my fingers, trying to get my joints to move. And, it's something I've had to do for a really long time, just kind of gradually wake up. I can't just ever jump out and launch out of bed. And I woke up one morning and I just reached and grabbed my phone and I'm like, wait a minute. And I stopped and I started crying, because whenever you have something that it takes part of your life away and you realize that I'm moving really good right now, it's like a breath of fresh air, and it's like such a blessing that I get to feel that again. Like I started feeling normal. And when you feel good, you look good, or you look good, you feel good, vice versa. I felt like I looked better and I felt better. And so then I was like, everybody needs this. Like, I know people that are suffering with all kinds of different things. How do I get this out to them? I know how to get this out to them. I'm like, word of mouth advertising is what MLM or direct sales and these types of things really is. But it gives that, stay-at-home mom, stay-at-home dad, working mom, working dad, young millennial, that chance to figure out what they want in life and how they want to navigate their life, and an income and a way to actually bless the world.
Well, I think it's interesting. Again, we were talking earlier, God's plan and timing is perfect.
Yes.
And sometimes we're given some challenges and we defeat those challenges ourselves so that we can then be of service to others.
Absolutely.
Why I'm extremely excited that you're on here today is my sister has gone through autoimmune issues for 45, 50 years. And in fact was misdiagnosed with lupus many years ago, and so was on courses of medication that have hurt her body in other ways.
Yeah.
And so it's a personal thing to me. And what's interesting is I've become more mature. That's code word for older. As the sports that I played and things like that have taken a toll over time. I wouldn't trade it for everything, but there's a little more stiffness and things like that, and joint issues. And in talking to my sister, because of a family path of autoimmune, we started exploring it within me. Now, I've never been diagnosed with anything in particular, but as we've been talking, you said that give the percentage of people that are suffering from leaky gut right now, and many of these don't even know it.
Yeah, so 80% of the United States is suffering from leaky gut.
Okay, wait, gut, say that again.
80%.
That's a crazy number.
Well, when you think about what is all sprayed on our food, the stuff in the air that, all these different toxins everywhere, it all affects our bodies. All affects our system. You didn't hear, 40, 50 years ago, you didn't hear about the things, and different illnesses that people have now. And the reason is because as production and things advance, so do a lot of preservatives, chemicals, pesticides, and all these things that we are ingesting. Our body is not made for that.
So those are the causes of leaky gut?
Yeah, there's a lot of things that attribute to leaky gut, but these are the number one. It's so leaky gut means that your system isn't able to process things thoroughly through your body and it not affect it. So when people say, well, I have an autoimmune disease, okay, well, that tells me you have a leaky gut. You have inflammation, that tells me you have a leaky gut. If you've got, arthritis, that tells me you have a leaky gut, because everything starts with your gut. It's really your main brain. Everybody's like this up here. Well, 95% of your serotonin is even created in your stomach, your intestines here. And if that's not being produced enough, well, that's where depression and anxieties and all these things start to happen. And everybody thinks it's a mind thing. It's not. It's their body thing. And I read a statistic, and it said that 54% of Americans have at least one autoimmune disease. And out of that 54%, 48 have at least two, and so on and so on and so forth. Wow. So it's not uncommon to hear that people have multiple autoimmune diseases. But the treatment that they're giving you, the treatment that they put me on, I had 3 7.5 hydrocodone to take a day, which is the highest, you can take. I had methotrexate, I had hydroxychloroquine, I had prednisone, I had hydrocodone injections all down my neck and down my arm and in my back. And I remember this doctor telling me in 2017, beginning of 2018, he's like, okay, he goes, we're going to have to start to consider dialysis. And I remember thinking, when I went in and I started seeing this guy, it wasn't my kidneys and my liver that was affected the most. It was my joints, and, my heart was kind of fluttering, and, and I had a hard time breathing, and, different things like this, but my kidneys and my liver were good. So all the things that you put me on is destroying the rest of me, and faster than the sickness actually is.
Wow.
If I do the dialysis, that to me in my head was going to solidify that he was going to get me 5 years quality of life, maybe. I didn't want to accept that. And I remember sitting there and I just said, no, I don't think I want to do that. I think there's a better way. And there's all kinds of natural ways to be able to help heal your body and heal and restore your gut. And just like the biome that we have nucleotides, which help aid in your cell repair. And so they're like partner together. So it's not like a normal weight loss or shake type of MLM or company. I wanted something to where the people that I know, people that can really have a change that we need right now. Our world is so different.
So Amplify is really a global lifestyle brand. It's
Absolutely.
Really about allowing people to live full out, which again is part of what this show is. I've been fortunate enough to come through a near-death experience, and I'm an overachiever. I live, so I'm still here. But the fact is, then you want to live it out fully.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that other people live it out fully. You ask, how did I meet the owner of the studio?
Yeah.
Well, we met at a holistic event. We were both speaking there because we were working to help get out holistic messages. That the only thing that heals the body is the body.
Exactly.
Quite frankly, or the power that built the body. Let's say that God's got a big role in it. That obviously we want to do everything we can, and so that's what you're doing with Amplify, right? What's the vision of the company? Where are you going with this?
So Robert Oblon is the founder of the company, and I loved his message so much because his heart and his burden that he caught a long time ago was the depression rate. Now that's something that speaks, to me as well, because depression in the United States is something that affects every single family. I'm sure everybody knows someone that has dealt with depression on so many different kind of levels that they know of. And really trying to figure out how to get a happy hormone and how to get that feeling that it's not just a fake, that whole fake it till you make it. I say faith it till you become it.
Right.
And we wanted something to where you feel good on your inside, and you can't feel bad on the inside and be nice or be good to everybody because you just don't feel good, and it's an awful place to be in. We want people to be happy again. And it's almost like a luxury for some people to get to be happy. And that shouldn't be how it is. Everybody deserves to be happy. You should live life and live it abundantly. And there are so many ways and so many things that you can enjoy life. But if your body's not right, you're not going to be able to have that full effect.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, a big part of what Scott Schilling Speaks is all about is really helping get the messages out so that people can live full out, that you can play full out, that you can do it. There's so much hate and discontent in the world right now. And quite frankly, my platform is how do we return respect, honor, and dignity to the planet? And any of these messages that allow us to do it. I love the happiness side, right?
Yeah.
Is we don't laugh enough. The childlike wonder.
Yes.
Every once in a while in training, I'll talk about childlike wonder, and then I'll go, but why am I not doing that right now?
Yeah.
Isn't that the fun of it all? Is that what the kids are all about, to keep you
yeah.
there, right?
Yes, exactly. I do have to say one thing. I remember when I met you. And do you care if I share a quick story?
No, please do.
Okay.
If it's good.
Yeah, of course. So I have, like so many people, have gone through some really hard times where it feels like people want to use you. People are always figuring out, what can I get from this person? And so I kind of started to get nervous around some people because, it's a little bit shy at first. I'm just like, I don't know. But then there's some time where somebody comes in and they do a pattern interrupt. And I absolutely am so thankful those people. One of my favorite mentors, his name is Sean, and he would just speak life over me. Every time he saw me, he was just like, you are so beautiful, you are so strong, you are so confident, man, you're a powerful woman, you're all these things. And I'm like, but, stop. But it was those that would resonate in my mind later on. Whenever I would start to tell me, no, I wasn't these things, I could hear Sean's voice telling me, yes, you are. Yeah, you are. You're this and this and this, because this is what I see in you. And I remember I was here in Dallas and I was going to speak at this event. And I asked you if you wanted to come. And you showed up. Now, I will say I wasn't expecting you to actually come. I was just thinking, if you wanted to come, then that would be cool, I didn't have parents that could travel to come see me, or, I don't think my parents have ever seen me speak or any of these things, so it was that much more important to me that you took the time out of your day to come in and invest in me. Because what you did is, even though someone tells me these things and can love on me from a distance or wherever, you showed up. And I so appreciate you with that, with what you're doing here and how you are wanting to get people's messages out there. You're ready, and you created this show to help people put their message. That says a lot about you and your character and integrity and what mission that you really have in life. So I just want you to know that I see you and I appreciate you and I love you. And I know that with partnering with you in this, that this is an impact that is going to reach so many. And you are blessing me and all the people that are going to see this. So thank you.
Thank you. It's very kind. And the Sean is Sean G. Murphy, by the way. Sean G. Murphy, we love you, brother. You're awesome. A great friend. And I still remember when Sean first suggested you write some words on the bottom of your shoes. And they're still there.
Yep. I do. I write every day.
That's awesome. And so I appreciate the kind words. It's part of, again, the respect, honor, and dignity point. It's not that hard to lift somebody up.
Right.
And it wasn't anything that I said or whatever. And I remember when I showed up there and you looked at me and you said, you're here. And I said, well, you invited me.
Yeah.
And it was like, do you not want me here? And so, again, if people would just listen on how they can lift people up and what they can do, it's typically not that hard, right? And, it really doesn't cost a whole lot either, a little bit of time, a little bit of whatever. But you've got to give out what you want back. And that's why I love what what you and Robert are doing with Amplify in the, really working to restore happiness.
Yeah.
Again, we're in this time where there's this big struggle and people are creating divides and people say, oh, no, they're not. Come on. It's not hard. There's a middle to everything. And we can, if we want to, share messages that in fact unite people and unite them through diversity and a variety of different things. I mean, look, she's got a pink chair. I don't even have a pink chair.
I mean, how can you be sad in a pink chair? Like, you get very happy here.
Well, that was exactly it. We had to do that for that. Again, want to just make sure that everybody understands how, number one, I love the happiness side because it really is about, my mind races because I think that there's this misconception about direct sales or network marketing
absolutely.
That it's
a pyramid scheme.
It's so me.
Right.
And the reality is it can be we.
Right, absolutely.
Right? It so can be helping people achieve their dreams, their visions, their goals, and what they're doing. And so even as we were talking prior to the show and having you fly all the way here, and I thank you so much for doing that, for the benefit of our audience, that it really becomes, how do we share a message that people just don't know what they don't know?
Yeah, I agree. Well, I can say that because I kind of became one of those people. I grew up in it. And so I saw the greed. I saw the ego happen. I remember my grandmother saying one time, God has blessed us a lot, but you know what? I just wish there was a way for other people to be able to make what we're making right now. And that was the comp plan issue that they had back then. This industry, and I'm going to talk about it as an industry, not as a profession right now for a second. The industry in itself has come so far in so many different ways, because they understand that it has to be about the masses. It's not like a mom and pop shop where you are personally going to be able to talk to every single person. You have to teach, and your message has to go through your whole community. Now, we don't say we don't have a culture or thing like that because the word cult is in culture. We have a community because there's unity there.
Nice.
And everybody who comes in is signs up as like what you would normally call an affiliate or a rep. We call them VIPs. Now, you're not going to hear super VIPs, mega VIPs, and all these things, because a VIP means a very important person. And to me, a very important person is anyone that's here. When you take titles and you put people in positions, they feel like they have to live up to that title in that position. And then that's where the ego is able to come in, and then everybody else is feeling like they're less than. They're not the same as this person. I can do me, but I don't know if I can do that. And that's where so many people get lost, and then they get that bad taste in their mouth about MLM. But if we can fix that and teach people the real community way to be able to talk to people, build, have a family mindset, and understand that when you raise your hand and you say, who in this room really wants to help people, and you raise your hand, I will give you a system to be able to really do that. So don't raise your hand if you don't mean that you're going to help people, because in this business, in this profession right here, the reason that we're called Amplify is because we want to amplify the life that you are meant to have. Not the one that you think you're in and you're in that comfort zone, but you're supposed to live a purpose-driven life. And the word amplify. So I have a mastermind group that was called Amplified Women. And I love names. I love meanings and what they mean, right? Words is my thing. And I remember looking up a word to come out of, because I wanted to bring you out of where you are. Kind of like the word discover. It means to uncover what's already there, right? But the word amplify, I found it in Hebrew. And in Hebrew, where it was showing up in the Bible a long time ago is that when God changed somebody's name and he amplified them to a new level. When someone moved, they got in the position of a king, and all these different things. There was a word that was consistent in there, and in Hebrew it means to amplify. And so when I came up and we thought the word amplify, I'm like, that word, it means so much. It can mean I'm going to amplify my health. I'm going to amplify, my mind, my soul, my body, my spirit, all these things. I want to be better and to be bigger than what I am and be a part of something that's bigger than what I think it could be a part of. So,
well, and what a perfect time for it.
Yeah.
We've got, we were talking about this again earlier. I refuse to social distance. I will physical distance. I mean, I get that. But social distancing is, we are social beings.
Right.
We have to be working together. And I think there's no greater time to come into community than now. It's
right.
What we've started with Be Connected, why Be Connected is a sponsor of the show.
Yeah.
Because we're working to create community.
Absolutely.
Amplify is working to create community. Mm-hmm. I love it's got unity in it, right? We're coming together to do something special. We're not meant to be on our own, to be lone rangers.
No, we're social beings. We have to socialize. Like, I have so many words a day I need to get out,
Well, that's the difference between women and men. I mean, there are proven studies on that. That's what's so funny. Back in the day when I was doing two talks a day, I was 21,557 words twice a day.
Wow.
That's like a week and a half worth of men words.
I would say that's a lot of guy words. Yeah.
It's a whole lot of guy words. Anyway, how do people get in touch with you? Because what you're doing is so valuable. I saw it as we were waiting for the studio. People respond to, man, I've got a friend who's got leaky gut. I got a friend who's just filled with inflammation. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, you can find me on Facebook if you want to. I'm Laura A. Hart. You can look us up at amplify.com and send us a message. It's spelled different. It's AMPLIFEI. So it looks like Amplify, but it's Amplify. And, I'm sure I can put my contact information here somewhere for you to give out. But, with just what you said, there are so many people who know that they have a leaky gut. What about other people who don't? That 80%, a lot of them don't even realize that, being on PPIs, that's leaky gut. We have people that are taking this for gout and their symptoms and things are just going down. So it does different things for different people's body. It goes to your gut. It helps in repair that situation. And you're going to be amazed at what it fixes for you.
So I got to ask a question.
Yeah.
PPIs, that's
heartburn, indigestion, GERD. Yeah.
Oh,
that's
man.
a really big deal. People are on those medications for years and years, and they don't come off of them because if they don't take it that day, they're in pain. Like, that's some awful thing to deal with. But I have a friend, her name is Colleen, and she started taking them on day 2. She hasn't taken her PPI since, and she'd been on them for 20 years.
Wow. And aren't you supposed to only take them for like 7 days at a crack or 14 days maximum or something like? You're not supposed to take them all the time.
Well, hers was prescription strength, and that's what they were prescribing her.
Oh, my goodness.
So can you imagine being on a medication for 20 years, and then now your body's trying to heal itself, all the repair that it really needs to do, and all the things that she's now noticing that she had because of that medication? They don't call... Right now, you hear people talking about, you need probiotics. That's the big thing. You need probiotics. No, actually, you need pre, po, and postbiotics. Pro is okay, but it's like a Band-Aid. There's more to it. But if you have something that you're familiar with and you think is healthy for you, and you start to do it, and your body starts to heal in different areas, and then you give it this extra nutrition, you now get to live a life that you didn't know you could have. Things that we take for granted that we didn't even think about struggling with. And we're like, oh my gosh, my nails are growing really great now. Like, where did that come from? I had no idea that was from the medications. Then, like antibiotics, if we know that something, we need probiotics, and we're taking something that's antibiotics, that doesn't sound very good. That sounds to me like it's taking the biotics and things that I need inside me out. I need to put something in here. So I need to restore my health. And you can see all these different changes coming in showing up in different ways where you just feel good. We have this thing called happy caps, and it's part of this thing that we call the triad. And happy caps, it helps your mood stabilization. It also has, a byproduct that it has caffeine in it, so it gives you some energy and you just feel good. And we've had so many people that are like, what is this stuff? They go, I have been smiling all day long. I don't understand. I feel like I'm in such a good mood. I like those kind of results. I love to hear people that are happy with themselves. And that's really what we're all here for, is to help people live a happier life.
That's awesome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So again, join us again next week for Scott Schilling Speaks. Another amazing guest. We want to reveal information that you may or may not know so you can make better decisions. We'll make sure that you can get Laura's information too. All you have to do is text "What Now," one word, "What Now," WHATNOW to 72,000, and we'll get you more contact information on Laura, everything that's going on both here and with them at Amplify. Thank you for being here again. God bless. Really appreciate you being here. Look forward to helping a whole bunch of people through this.
Me too. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. See you all again next week.
Connections are the lifeblood to grow your business, but current times have made quality connections hard to find, if not impossible. This is why Be Connected created the Connection Generator, a highly sophisticated, powerful search engine algorithm that will completely revolutionize the way you network and accelerate your results. Now you can experience the Connection Generator for free. Once set up, instantly the Connection Generator delivers the right people for your business using its proprietary artificial intelligence matchmaking technology. Think of it like dating software, but for the business world. We just changed the questions. Instant messaging, multiple ways to connect, and a 5-star user-generated rating system creates an experience that eliminates spam and wasted effort without ever leaving your home or office. During your free trial, you'll see the Connection Generator is super simple to use. In fact, people from all backgrounds and industries, from CEOs to entrepreneurs to work-at-home moms, use the Connection Generator to find their ultimate business connections. When you sign up for your free trial offer, you'll discover the Connection Generator scans industry, geographic location, and even target audiences to match you to the very best of the best, to include highly successful leaders just like you. So if you're ready to start leveraging technology, you're just a click away from activating your free trial and instantly connecting to exact matches just for you. Once you're a member, best of all, we can show you how to qualify for free continuing membership. It's our way of saying thanks for being a part of Be Connected. So what are you waiting for? Click now and get started today for free.